Boys, we are back with some more Cyberstorm access content, or post Cyberstorm access, I meant to say. And I honestly think that for the most part, I'm going to put like all the matches I play up on my channel. Because this format, I want to start testing a bunch, and I also want to watch the replays and learn from them. And this was a mirror match I did against this dude, Stormguard Red Remnant Ult. Also, I'm going to leave my Discord in the link in the description. If you want to play test with me or share deck profiles or replays, hit me up there. I'd love to cover other people's replays. Like, honestly, I'd love to do like DB grinder level of content covering this new format if people are willing to participate and test and like share replays and shit with me. So subscribe if you want to see a bunch of that. Hit the Discord if you want to be a part of it, and I'm gonna get into this replay. Like I said, it was the mirror match. I won the die roll, or the rock paper scissors. And one thing that are like from playing this match that I'm excited to get to talk about already is how hand traps are gonna come up in this mirror match. Because like we see here, he opened Ogre Nib. He's also got Regulus, Big Benkai, and Scales, and I've got Ash Nib. And so we can kind of talk about how hand traps are going to interact with which cards, because these mirror matches are going to play a lot of hand traps since you can't really play spell traps in your deck. And so I go first. I still don't know what technical best sequencing is with this deck, but with this hand, I just assumed it was Soul Piercer because he's like one card combo. So I normal the Piercer, go into the Link 1. Piercer is going to trigger. I'm going to grab Prodigy. And I didn't realize, like, this should have been obvious, but I just didn't think about it, how crazy Ogre is against this card. Because you Ogre the Prodigy, and then it's going to be very difficult, I think, to complete Scales after that. Because typically this card gets you... Oh, actually, let me read how this works. If this card's used as Synchro, you could place it in a scale. So if you've got access to searching the level 1 scale and then somehow specialing this, you could, like, maybe complete Scales. I didn't know how I was going to go about it in this. But you see Nib, so chances are I don't really get to try to complete Scales anyways. But, like, so here I'm going to go Scarecrow, Pitch, Scales, Special Scales, Scales, Reborn, the Soul Dude. And he tried to Nib me here, but this is only 4 summons. So we kind of talk about that for a sec. Let me fast forward it. Then he's like, oh, wait, I can't do that. So I get rid of the token. Tribute. Nice special out. Bike. I think this was just trying to correct a misplay because I didn't have access to Bike and Grave. The first Soul Piercer, instead of searching Prodigy, should have searched Bike and then Prodigy. Because you need Bike in Graveyard for the excess Synchro guy that brings it back. But because I didn't do that, I was thinking at least I could special Bike modulate level. Then I could Synchro 8 with the Soul Piercer, and then bring back Sync 10. And I would have gotten a search off of the Soul. And at that point, I could have searched Big Benkai, which could have searched the guy maybe that specials itself or something. I don't know. I could have used it to search the other Pendulum scale, actually. And then I could have Pendulumed 1. But then I'm only going to, like... I'm not really going to end on much, actually. I could have ended on like 2 Omnis. I could have ended on like a Baron and a Borreload Savage. And that was playing incorrectly. But we get nibbed. But we have Ash nib to try to counter his board. And also Soul is going to search Bike for follow-up. So even through the double hand trap, we have double hand trap and 1-card combo for the next turn. And then he's going to draw. He also... This should have been an attack. I don't know why he said to summon it in defense, but... It was only 28 attacks, so I think defense was correct. Also, looking at his hand, it's pretty, like, good but not good, if that makes sense. None of these are exactly 1-card starters, but the 3 cards in tandem will allow for a play. But he goes... Excuse me. Summon Scales. Link. I guess not Link yet. Activate Big Benkai Search. I think he made the same error here that I did, where you should have added Bike. And then pitch Bike to search what you want. And then he's going to go Soul Piercer Equip. Link 1. Soul Piercer effect. And I'm going to Ash the Piercer. I guess if he would have searched Bike instead, would I have Ashed that? I don't even know if this was the correct spot to Ash, to be honest. And looking at his hand, I thought I got punished by it because he uses this Regulus. But you'll see. You'll see. So he's going to use the Samurai, Pitch to special, Scales special, Soul. Then he's going to use Regulus to special, and that's the 5th summon. and then he turns those into Cerberus, triggers the soul to search. And here, he doesn't play Unicorn, I don't think. Because he could have, like, so he uses this tributes, right? This should have just been make Unicorn, search, link the Unicorn and the nib into access code, access gain, pop the token, attempt to hit for game. But I don't think he plays Unicorn. So he ends up just, like, scooping here, I think. But what he, even if he had the Unicorn, right, and he went Unicorn, searched, access code, he would have searched follow-up, probably bike off of the Soul Piercer, and I would drop nib after he pops my token, which would require him to send Regulus, because I think this has to send a Therion. Yeah, so he would have had to send the Regulus, and I would have lived. He'd only hit me with 53, and he'd have no interruptions, and I'd have bike to full combo. So even if he had the Unicorn, I think I would have won this. But he just, like, goes into this weak access code, and he got rid of the Regulus, so, like, Nib would have just completely out of that board. And then game 2, he just scoops game 2. But the reason I still thought this replay was worth showing is because, so I opened hand traps. We're going to pretend these weren't here, because he opened double or triple hand trap and 2 cards and just scoops to this. But this is technically a combo. Like, obviously, through Ash Ogre, it's not really going to do anything, but you could play with these cards. Man, my throat is killing me. But so I kind of wanted to talk about it and see where I thought this line would go. So you'd have to summon Soul Gala or Soul Gaia, right? Make the link 1. Then you can use the link 1, pitch nib to special Soul Gaia, and then you can use Peacemaker, tribute the link 1 to special Prodigy, probably. Maybe not. It could be Soul Piercer, actually. You could special Soul Piercer, and then you could link 2 into the Cleafort, maybe, and trigger Piercer to search Prodigy, place Prodigy effect to special, and place the scale. But then that's not doing much. Well, I guess then you could use the scale search bike, pitch bike search scale. Maybe you make Cleafort Genius, or instead of Cleafort Genius, you make the guy that specials one from hand, the gadget. You could have made Platinum Gadget, because then you could search scale, special scale, scale, or search bike, pitch bike, search scale, special scale, scale bring back something, Soul Piercer, and then sync 8, bring back, make Baron, get a search, and then the other guy gets scaled. And so then he'd have pendulum scales with the tuner. So, like, I think it could have ended on, like, at least, like, 2 negates. But, like, it would have got hand trapped. But the dude just scooped. And I think it's cool to think about the fact that, like, opening the quote-unquote bad cards, the non-1 card combos in this deck, still allow you to combo. But that's this replay. Like I said, guys, if you have replays or if you want to play test, join my Discord, please, and thank you. I want to start testing this format a bunch, and take it easy.